Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian. Thanks for staying with us. The verdict is in, and the jury finds that former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson is not guilty on all 15 bribery charges levied against him. The one-man, eight-women jury came to the decision shortly after 5 p.m. today. The verdict comes at the end of a 6-week trial in a case where a second member of the former Progressive Liberal Party administration has been accused of corruption while in office and has been proven innocent. Gibson, a former Minister of Labor and National Insurance, was charged on August 3, 2017 with 2 counts of conspiracy to commit extortion, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit bribery, 15 counts of extortion, 16 counts of bribery, and 1 count of misconduct while in public office. However, in May 2018, Gibson's indictment was amended and he faced 15 counts of bribery. He was also charged with allegedly receiving $280,000 from contractor Jonathan Ash. This follows the acquittal of former Public Hospitals Authority chairman in the Magistrates Court in February for allegedly bribing and extorting Barbara Hanna. The acquittal was upheld by the Court of Appeal in August. The legislative framework to repeal in its entirety the Rate Reduction Bond Act 2015, passed by the former Christie administration, debated in the House of Assembly today. Public Works Minister Desmond Bannister, mover of the bill, said the rate reduction bond will result in lower prices for all Bahamas Power and Light customers and raise more than $600 million. The rate reduction bond, simply put, he says, is a credit authorized by legislation. A critical component to rate reduction bonds, he added, is strong legislation to support it.
A rate reduction bond transaction is a financing structure that is commonly used by utility companies in the United States. And it involves the formation of a special purpose vehicle that issues bonds to investors. That special purpose vehicle then collects a rate reduction bond fee from the customers of the utility company. And the right to receive the bond fee is then sold to the bond issuer to form the primary collateral, for the bonds. And the interest on the utility and the interest and principal on the bonds is repaid to bondholders from the rate reduction bond.
Now, how will the $600 million raised from the bonds be spent? The Public Works Minister outlined that $321 million will be allocated to repay BPL's debt over a 20 to 30-year period. It will also reduce electricity rate for consumers through lower fuel charges and added capacity to eliminate the need for load shedding and to invest in BPL's requirements for the long term.
We're going to match our long-term liabilities with lifelong assets, and BPL will have increased financial flexibility, which will allow it to focus on its business and allocate capital to system improvements. Speaker, we have to have the Phase 2 Wärtsilä expansion. We are allocating $70 million to be able to complete that by 2021. And that Phase 2 expansion of Wärtsilä generation facility will bring on an additional 90 megawatts of capacity for a total capacity of 222 megawatts.
Seconder of the bill, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, opined that stabilizing BPL is essential to ensuring the well-being of the Bahamas' economy now and in the future.
The high cost of electricity and BPL's poor service, slow investment, and make quality service delivery more difficult for businesses. The on and off services also damages and destroy equipment in businesses and residences. And too many Bahamians have lost appliances and equipment because of poor outages. For our country to grow, we need BPL to be able to expand its generational capacity. We have a growing tourist and resort industry. We have a growing port and cruise industry. As we add more hotel rooms and amenities, as we welcome in more cruise ships and boaters.
The government intends to invest $28 million in solar installation in the Family Islands, as 8.5 megawatts of solar will be installed in Abaco and other islands. The government, Mr. Bannister added, also intends to increase the base load in the Family Islands using reliable and clean technology, which he says will help reduce carbon emissions. They also intend to invest $15 million by 2021 in upgrades to generation facilities across the Family Islands. Opposition leader Philip Davis calling the handling of the Bahamas Power and Light by the government shameful and selfish, stating that BPL was better off with the structure left in place by the previous government. This as his contribution followed Minister of Works Desmond Bannister's tabling the rate reduction bond bill. Davis says that his government met BPL in crisis that required a complete overhaul with unsolicited proposals to fix the corporation. Having met with independent advisors and committees during the PLP's administration, Mr. Davis said what they had proposed would have produced a rate of 22 cents per kilowatt per hour by 2020. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands, who supports the bill, refuted Davis's claims, stating that the opposition leader was misleading the House and the 22 cents per kilowatt per hour was not written in the document. However, Mr. Davis contends that his government was on the right track with BPL and was well on its way to introducing the rate reduction bond. He advised the government to follow the roadmap of the previous government in regards to the corporation. Meantime, Dr. Minnis, during his contribution, used the opportunity while in the House today to hit back at opposition leader Philip Davis, who at a press conference on Sunday said the country is heading down a fiscal cliff. During his contribution to the Rate Reduction Bond Bill 2019, the Prime Minister dismissed Davis's comments as nonsense.
From a base of stability and growth before the storm, led by this administration, we now have the room to responsibly borrow to help those in need. It would be a sad day in the Bahamas. It would be a sad day in the Bahamas if the opposition opposed government borrowing to help Bahamians who lost everything in a natural disaster. Mr. Speaker, it would be a sad day. It would be a sad, though no longer surprising day if they turn their backs on our people who are in need.
Dr. Minnis added that the opposition's stance to oppose the government's position to borrow $507.9 million to assist those affected by Dorian would be a terrible example of lack of compassion and empathy.
I guess this is the sort of mindset we can expect from someone who during the crisis of Hurricane Dorian would drive a big truck through Pinewood Gardens with a big PLP flag pushing more floodwaters into the people's homes than even Dorian did. But the PLP's opposition to us helping Bahamians would not surprise us. The opposition's initial reaction to whatever we do to benefit Bahamians is to oppose it.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.